Hi there. Very quick video through my workflow to extract LinkedIn post reactions and to either create a CSV file with them or to send the data to a webhook to further enrich or just orchestrate a GTM workflow with it, right? It's all made possible through a tiny Chrome extension that I put together, which is called LI Buddy. So basically what you have to do is just to go to extensions on your browser and select manage extensions. And then you can just load. So you have to toggle up the developer mode to allow the browser to accept extensions. And then you just have to load Unpacked. You select the file, and then it shows here, right? So for some reason, it has some errors here, but I don't really care because it works well. And by the way, I will provide you with the link to the extension, probably in the description of the video. The best way to get it is to DM me on LinkedIn so that I can send it to you, right? So anyway, once you've installed this, you can go to LinkedIn and you will see that a new button appears here. When you click the three dots, you get this new option, get reactions on this post. And when you click, obviously it doesn't work because I didn't reload it. So, okay, let's say this one is good. Yeah, you get that model, and basically you can do two things: either enter a webhook URL or download the CSV. So that's what I'm going to do right now: download the CSV, just to show you how it works. So when you click the button, a new window will pop up. Now you can close it. This window, I will stay here to show you what works concretely, right? So as you can see, it's extracting all the reactions from the post. It's only based on LinkedIn UI, so it doesn't scrape anything on the background to keep it safe, right? So if anyone from LinkedIn sees this video, I'm not like trying to scrape your whole database or I don't know, do something crazy. So please don't sue me, right? I'm just playing around with a fun tool. The logs on the right side obviously help to see that everything is going well. As you can see, it's great. Reactors, comments, and now it's going to scrape reposters. Do we have? Yes, we have a lot of reposts actually. So yeah, it scrapes. Great. Looks like everyone was scraped. Sometimes it doesn't extract everyone because of LinkedIn restrictions, I guess. But most of the time it works for like 95% of profiles, which is enough, I think. And as you can see in the CSV file, we have the link to the reactor profile, the type of reactions, right? So reactor, did they comment? Did they also repost? And so on. The name, the headline, the connection degree to you, and the link to the original post that you've extracted. So that's the simplest way to use the extension, right? Now, if you want to make things a little bit spicier, as you can see, by the way, the window auto-closed itself after the process was complete. So you can basically just open it, leave it do its thing, and then don't bother, right? So I'll show you how I orchestrated a very simple workflow in N8N, but you can do the same with Make really. So the idea is to create a webhook. For instance, here I have this one that I can copy. So you have nothing to do, right? Like nothing else to do. You just set up a webhook node, then you loop it basically to extract only the body profiles. Here, what you will have. I'll come back here with the data so that you can see exactly what is there. And then you can send it really wherever, right? You can send the data to Google Sheets to get the data. So here, for instance, it's empty. You can even send it to a Notion database, or you can also send it to a dedicated tool like AirScale, or I will show you Clay workflow as well. So let's start with the simplest way. So it would be sending the data to a Google Sheets or a Notion database. By the way, you can do the same with Make. So you can just create this webhook, right? Iterate. So on Make, it's called iterator, and you have to iterate on profiles on my data, and then you can also send it wherever, right? So I guess you know how to use Make. It's really easy. You can pause this video to see the exact fields, but it's really easy. So I've copied the webhook here. Let's find another post. So let's say, yeah, this one. I will here enter the webhook URL and click send to webhook. Let's see what it does. Maybe I'll skip this part in the editing so that it's not that long. By the way, it approximately takes, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes for 500 reactions. I didn't want to scrape too aggressively, I would say, to stay under like LinkedIn radars, right? I don't want to be a spammer, or I don't want to be a hacker, right? But as you can see, it's pretty fast anyway. All right, we're done with reactors. Let's see the comments now. All right, we have like 30 comments and then reposts. Yeah, as I was mentioning, I've seen that there are like 40 or 58 comments and it only scraped 30 commenters. It's because maybe half of the comments are from the original poster, right? So it makes no sense to add the original poster again and again in the file, right? So as you can see in the logs, data seems to have been sent to the webhook successfully. Here, my workflow seems working as well. And as you can see, all the data is now sent to my Google Sheets, which is exactly what we wanted. So here, for some reason, some headlines were not correctly scraped. I will see in the logs if something has changed, but sometimes LinkedIn doesn't provide this. It's especially true for reposters. Now it's probably a minor fix on my end that I will fix before publishing this video. And as you can see, the same data shows up in Notion, right? Because my workflow was also sending that to Notion. And yeah, so I have everything here in my Notion page. I just want to show you quickly how what it looks like. Oh, I can't. Okay. So what the Notion setup looks like. So you would create a database page, and then you just add every property. So connection degree, a headline, and everything. So you just basically take that info and you just drag it to the according field. Okay, so now that we have the simple workflow, we're gonna go a bit further and implement a webhook to directly send the data to your favorite data orchestration tool. It could be AirScale, for instance, or Clay. I'm going to show you for both. So basically, we have to use N8N or any tool really. It could be Make, but I will use N18 for instance. So what I will do is create a webhook here, copy URL, and then in my workflow, of course, you don't have to send the data to every source, right? You just pick one. You're going to select HTTP request. Then you're going to select post and paste your URL. Then you go to body because you want, of course, your request to have something in it, I would say. And then here in your tool to separate the different items, you will just add every of the values. So for instance, URL, it's URL. Type is type. So I'm adding this parameter in the value and then I type the name, right? So this is the name. This is the headline. This is the degree. By the way, it doesn't show up here. As you can see, some information are missing because this is my own profile that is scrapped. So obviously I can't have a connection degree with myself. Paste URL. Okay. And to make it safer, I can also use a batching. So I would say 5 items per batch, and that's interval. I tried to do it before with Clay, and it didn't work as expected. So that's better to add interval between your batches so that it runs smoothly. So let's see. I will execute my step. It is executing. Okay, it looks like it worked. I will go to AirScreen now, access my table. And yes, looks like my data was received. So as you can see, AirScreen is pretty much like a Clay table, right? And then I can see in every row all the information that I need. So I can add everything as a column, just like in Clay. And everything will show up. All right. Yes. So it worked perfectly, and now I can start processing my data. And I will do the same with Clay. So I will just create a blank table. Go to here, webhook. Okay. Copy this URL and then go to the same HTTP request, change the URL with Clay, execute my step. All right. And the data was sent. And as you can see in my Clay table, I can, exactly in the same way, I can create a column for each value and then start working with my Clay table. Yes. So here I have all the info that I want, which is great. And then I can enrich the profile with the URL. I can, I don't know, start copywriting and everything, which is great. Let's try it in production, right? I will actually delete these nodes so that you can see how it works for Clay only. Yes, I already deleted the rows here. I'm going to save. Copy this production here URL and then select any post really like this one again from the same guy again. Paste my webhook. By the way, on a security note, I wouldn't recommend to scrape different LinkedIn posts at the same time. And also, I would recommend to stay under 2000 reactions per day. So obviously, this extension doesn't replace a tool that would do it for you. It runs in the browser, so it's obviously less powerful. You can still orchestrate very powerful workflows with it, but don't overdo it, right? Let's see, loading the comments. Reposts. Great. Looks like it was successful. Let's go back to um, my workflow. Looks like it succeeded. Let's go back to Clay. And yes, everything was sent to Clay correctly. So, as you can see, this little extension can be really useful to either just be a bit scrappy with the data you extract, but also even to orchestrate kind of powerful workflows. Then I could like enrich the info with LinkedIn. I could find plenty of other information that I could use to reach out to these people or add them in a sequencer or add them in my CRM or whatever, right? I hope that was useful. DM me if you, on LinkedIn if you want to access the extension. I will send you the file. And yeah, I think that's it. To the next one. Bye bye.